So back here with Iron Cross on the East Front, man-to-man combat. I think in my last video I talked about moving on to Battle Cry, which is the same design, just in the Pacific Theater with U.S. Marines against Imperial Japanese. And that is still what I want to do. But before leaving this scenario, boy, this would be... let me say real quickly, since I'm not going to finish here, this would be a very interesting scenario to continue. I think there would be a lot of great fighting in the houses here, and then the Germans would have this open ground to cross before taking these two objective, or trying to take these two objective hills. Yeah, I think it would be really interesting. Yeah, I think that they should. I think the Germans should take this flank, try to take this flank, basically come around here, use this, some terrain here. But yeah, I think they should come around the German left flank and attack through here, and then try for this last objective. Okay, yeah, before I move on, I want to talk about assault. I want to talk all about assault. I've read through the assault rules several times. I have not actually played through an assault yet. So that's what I'd like to do. It looks very interesting. It looks like what I'm looking for. What do I mean? If assaults are short, intense, and bloody, then the mechanics themselves should be short, sharp, and bloody. It's never made sense to me in gaming. It's not, yeah. It's just there's a word for it too. There's a word for when, like it's almost like a variation on ergonomics. But there's a term for when things are physically, I guess, in line with what they are conceptually, or maybe how they're, anyways, there's a word for it. So if assaults are supposed to be short, sharp, and bloody, it never made sense to me when game designers have, let's say two procedures, let's say, for fire combat. No, let me do, you have 3 procedures for fire combat, then you get to assault, and suddenly you have 10 procedures, which is obviously going to slow things down. And why are things getting more detailed for assault? Anyways, so I'm just trying to say up front, since I already know what I prefer. For me, if assault is short, sharp, and bloody, then I'm looking for the mechanics to reflect that. All right, or at least not detract from that. At least not, work against that idea. Okay. All right. All about assaults. How do we even get to assaults? So let's just say that. Well, yeah. Let's just say it's the German player turn, and I know I'm. So this is adminning. Let's say. Let's say that, as a matter of fact, I'm going to look at both examples. So let's say two German soldiers are up. Let's just say German soldiers are down. They're together. I'm doing this because I think that as a general rule, there's something interesting, not interesting, there's something to be tactically said for having teams mix. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go farther. I'm going to say you have one, you have 1 soldier down, 3 up, as they get ready to assault here. So first thing is, how do you even get into assault? During the movement phase, the phasing player will identify or designate his assaults. I believe that you just take your assault marker, your arrow marker, assault arrow marker, and I think you just do that like that. Now, during the reaction movement phase, the reacting player, the non-phasing player, will designate his assaults. So let's just go ahead and say that, I'll take this off. I don't think that's going to apply. I don't think they would be assaulting out of their improved position. So let's go. Actually, they wouldn't be assaulting out of their house either. Alright, so never mind. But let's just say, just for, you have your Germans here, your Russians here. Russians, the non-phasing player at the end of the non-reaction movement phase. I'm not going to do this assault because it doesn't make sense that they would assault out of their building, but they would mark their assaults like that. Later on, there is the assault phase where both players participate. A player may attempt to assault adjacent hexes. All phasing players' assaults are performed first. So we said the German's the phasing player, so we'll do that one first. Then we would do the reaction players or the non-phasing players' assaults. And I think that's it. So then we go to rule section 17. But also let's see how helpful the player aid card is here. So assault, PCs to assault. So yeah, you do place assault markers on infantry units with whom they intend to perform assault. At the end of the movement phases, place assault markers on their infantry units with whom they intend to perform assault. Yeah, okay. The arrow on the marker must point towards the adjacent hex to be assaulted. This hex does not have to be enemy occupied. That's an interesting idea, but I won't look at that now. Assault is voluntary. Units stacked with an assault marker are not required to assault. That's also interesting. Normally, I think of so many games as, you know, when you declare something, you must carry through, but I guess not here. Assault markers are not required to assault, but a unit must be units stacked with an assault marker are not required to assault, but a unit must be stacked with an assault marker to be eligible to assault. Designate an assaulting unit or stack. Make a PC for each one. So here now, I don't know about leaders doing like a PC check for a stack. I don't know about that, but let's just go through. Oh, just barely made. Otto is in. What's that? Strike. Ooh. He just rolled on the margin too. Whoa! 3 soldiers in a row, all right on the margins. I do believe, if I remember, 8. Wow! All 4 units were right on the margin, right on their. Okay, so I need to make sure there wasn't a. Oh! Amazing! There's actually a +1 modifier to assault PC. That means every single one of them would have actually failed. Alright, so units that pass movement are moved into the assault. Now, let's obviously, for illustration, but that's interesting. All 4 would have failed because there's a +1 modifier. Which is funny, that's under the PCs only. Circumstances, assault, modifier, +1. That's funny, they don't repeat that in the... Doesn't it? Did I make the PC? Oh, I'm sorry, it's down below. Each unit must pass a modified PC, +1 die roll, yes, to assault. So it's a little harder than normal to assault. Even if the assault hex is not occupied, units that fail may not assault. If the stack contains a lead, oh, it is. If the stack contains a leader, his PR may be used for the entire stack. That's what I. So that's what it would do. But Otto, yeah, it says leader, not commander. If the stack contains a leader, his PR. Yeah, that's looks good to me. Looks like this is going to go into second video. That's okay. Acting leader. This is all his own squad. I'm looking. D squad. Otto has a 10 performance rating, so he is an acting leader. It looks to me like acting leaders can lead assaults. So it would be just 1 again. Otto. Let's just do this again. 8 + 1 is 9. That's equal to or less than his performance rating of 10. So then we say, okay, all, you know, his stack moves in. Okay. Let's see. Only normal stat. Their normal status. Okay. Again, normal status means they're not pinned and they are not suppressed, right? They're not pinned, not suppressed. That makes perfect sense. Their normal status, they are going into the assault. The hex containing an enemy A of B may not be assaulted. Crude weapons, units may not assault, although they defend normally if assaulted. We have one, by the way. Let's just pull this stuff aside. We have that is a crude weapon right there, so that is in as a defender. We said that that's okay. You can defend as a crude weapon. You just can't assault.